Today we are going to be doing Vampire Survivors, which is a really fun kind of roguelike horde game. Sorry, a couple extra moments to get in because I was having trouble getting it to show up on the screen. I actually had to do main screen with a compatibility camera to actually get it to show up. So it's kind of interlock characters as different maps. Increasingly, you get increasing difficulty in hordes. Occasional bosses pop out, and you collect weapons and bonuses, and based on the weapon bonuses you collect, you can upgrade them and evolve them. And as you kill enemies, you get experience that you can then use to level up the different items. And all in all, it's a pretty fun game. As you go through, you're able to unlock not only different characters, but different weapons that you can find in the world. You can earn rerolls, skips, and vanishes, which you get new items if you don't like what came up on your level. You, if you go back here, power-ups, you can level up the different effects in the game. So your attack speed, your area of attack, things like that. They have a bestiary that's got all the different creatures that you have run into and how many you've killed. Collection, you unlock the different items, and as you unlock them, they become available in the main game. And then there's the they have recently DLC that has added actually significant. I nearly have all, but I do not anymore. Let me see. Let's find something that looks interesting here. Okay. So we're going to go in here, and I'm actually going to use one of my favorite characters. This guy here, Minna, is a werewolf that you get to run around with, and he starts with this blood whip. Now, the fun thing with this whip, and there's also this guy here, and the ones down there that you earn later in the game actually have an evolved weapon. Now, the cool thing with this evolved weapon, you can still get the base weapon. So you can actually get both of them. Also, this guy has an interesting one, the one with the gift, because the gift box lets you pick any weapon that you want. And if you're able to get the better gift box later in the map, then you will be able to pick an evolved weapon. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to endless. Just, you know what? We are going to do really quick. Eudaimonia is a special map, and I'm not sure at this time, but I needed to do more time to get a bonus. There is not going to be battles. We're just going to do really fast here. Make sure you do this twice. You'll fight this guy. My second time, however. So I'm just going to get my special bonus. Enough talk. Oh, maybe I already got my bonus, because now I have to fight him. Interesting. This is probably not going to end well. I was not prepared for this. So as you kill things, you get these blue gems. There's also green gems and red gems, as you can see them falling on the screen. And as this bar at the top fills up with experience, you are able to pick weapons, items. You can have up to 6 weapons and 6 bonuses without finding them in the world. If you can find them in the world, it's really good not to get those ones until you have all 6 and you've upgraded them, because then you can actually get more than the 6 by picking them up. Now, let's see. I think I'm going to get the knife, because if I can evolve that, that is super powerful. The axe is really nice as well. Now he seems to be keeping a fair distance, so I am able to level up before he kills me. Now this, because I have already evolved the axe, it shows me the bonus that I need to evolve it on the screen. So I definitely want to evolve anything that I get if possible, because evolving them makes them so much stronger and is really going to be what makes it so that we can beat this guy. Hopefully. I've actually never fought him before. He is throwing golden eggs. That is interesting. Generally, the golden eggs are something you really, really want, because they'll give permanent bonuses to your stats. However, I am sincerely doubting that's what he's throwing. I imagine those will hurt a lot. Okay, let's try not to get too much damage. Now, the reason I love this red whip, specifically the red whip, is because it heals. With every hit, it does healing. That is why I haven't taken a whole bunch of damage. Okay, that background moving is nauseating. Now, to be able to evolve the red whip into its special, you need this white whip that you unlock later, the Vento Sacro. And once that is fully leveled up, we will actually be able to evolve the red whip further. A few of the items have multiple evolutions like that. And there's a few special ones, like the those birds that you may have noticed, that they have special evolution requirements that don't fit the normal bill. Actually, one of the evolution requirements for that one specifically, you have to have both of the birds. There's a dark one and a light one, and they have to both be fully leveled up. They don't require a bonus. There are a couple other things that have special requirements. You kind of learn that as you play. Let's see. You know what? I don't really like any of these. So I am going to banish the garlic. I used to absolutely love the garlic, but it's not very powerful. It's great starting out because it's an AoE around you, but even evolved, it's not super powerful. Now, whenever I see a new bonus that will evolve one of mine, I try to grab it because there's no guarantees it'll ever come up again. And once you have it, it is a guarantee you will be able to get it to level it up. And actually, one of the cool things, once you have all 6 of your slots filled, you will only get the things that you already have. Let's go ahead and level this up. Also, excluding a couple things, like the, I'm trying to think of what it's called. The cloak is one of them. It gives a special damage protection when it's evolved. Excluding, I think there's that, and then there's one other one. Can't remember what it's called, but it'll freeze enemies. Those two, you have to level up the bonuses to be able to evolve them. Most of them, it doesn't matter what level your bonus is at. You just have to level up the actual attack. Why is my screen shaking weirdly? I have honestly never fought this guy before, so other than what I have heard about him, I don't really know what to expect. So, for all I know, he could go absolutely butt crap here in a second. I am just going to play... Oh! Well, isn't that nasty? Sometimes you'll get these Grim Reapers. I did not notice him for some reason. Did not register because I haven't played this in a while. But the Grim Reapers, if they run into you, are darn near an insta-kill. Unless you have the shield and you have the armor maxed out and evolved. At the end of a stage, which the stages are generally 30 minutes long. Oh, do not want to stand in the fire. But excluding those stages, or excluding the end of the stage, there are a couple stages that the Grim Reapers will come out on their own. And you just have to be very careful when you're fighting them until you have everything evolved and maxed out. Those fires are nasty. Obviously, when those exclamation marks come down, that's a sign that something is attacking or going to bombard an area. Now, I would be having a much harder time if I was not using this healer. It can be a little tricky to get started sometimes with those. Oh! Why does he just come out like that? That is weird. That's usually the end of the game, Grim Reaper. And he is a special kind of nasty. You cannot beat him. He is actually created specifically to prevent you from beating him. And if you run away from him, he kills you way faster. And if you run towards him, he still keeps coming towards you. Okay, we do not want to increase the enemy speed. Let's go ahead with this for now. Now, I am going towards the big bad because he seems to be keeping these guys kind of at bay. They're kind of bouncing off of him a little bit. Or at least it seemed that way, maybe not. Main thing is, I am not equipped to handle these guys in mass. Okay, this is probably a sign that things are about to get really unpleasant. Also, I'm not able to level anything up. That is interesting. I have never seen this before. Ha! It's the fireworks. There is actually an achievement for saying the fireworks. And I now have like 5 level up bars at the top. Lots of money, and this is fascinating. Those chests in the background, when you get a chest, that's what it looks like. Congratulations, Mina Manara. The vampire is not here. Perhaps we will find him in another world if you just take my hand. Okay. And we get more fireworks. I unlocked the fireworks. Greatest Jubilee. Has a chance to summon light sources. Best with luck. Interesting. And that just takes you to the credits and you can see some of the interesting enemies. I don't think I've ever seen him. He might be from the new DLC, perhaps. Okay, so that was a fun little one. Let's actually go through here to the collection. I think the fireworks show up in here. No, maybe not. Oh well, that was interesting. Let's do the actual game now. And now you notice that is gone. I don't actually know if it'll ever show up again. Let's decide which one we want to do. There's the Tiny Bridge, there's Mount Moon spell. Oh, I guess I can continue to do Eudaimonia. I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do the Inlaid Library. We're going to do Hyper, Hurry, we're going to do the Arcanas. This might actually get me killed. Having Hyper and Hurry, one of them... Hey, how's it going? One of them actually will speed up your character's movement. The other one will speed up the enemy's spawn and movement. So it can get a little crazy to start. After you unlock the Randomazo, you get the option to choose from these at the beginning. My favorite one to start with, let me see, where is it? Every 2 minutes, all stage items will come to you. That includes experience, health, everything. And I started with a candy box. That is fascinating. Let's see. What should we unlock here? I am thinking... Let's go ahead and get the Vento Sacro, because that'll let us go ahead and evolve this. And evolving that whip is really nice because it adds more healing on top of the healing that it already comes with. Let's go ahead. I don't really like those ones. I'm going to go ahead and skip those. You'll kind of learn what everything does and kind of learn the things you like to use as you go along. I have certain ones I really like, certain ones I definitely prefer to avoid. Now, these guns are really interesting. They, you have to get both guns and a bonus called Tiragisu. And as you get them leveled up, you are able to evolve them into a single weapon that attacks in all directions. And one of the guns shoots diagonally, that's this red one. And the blue gun shoots in the cardinal directions. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Well, I have the magic wand now. I intended to block that one out, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. Now, I have to be careful. You can see these special items and stuff around here. I can pick those up and they will fill slots in, but if I can fill those slots before I pick them up, not only will I get those items, but I will also get additional, more than the 6 items that you can normally have. Let me level that guy up. Now, a couple of the ones I really want to get, I have to get the blue gun to be able to level that up. And I would like to get the axes, and I need to get the laurel, which is the shield. That kind of makes it so you can go almost infinitely. That, combined with the armor, will make it so that the enemies really can't do much damage. Now, before I was talking about the light bird and the dark bird, the ebony wings is the dark bird I was talking about. Now, let's see. Hopefully, one of these times we will get the thing I was looking for. I am not going to get the lightning ring. I have no intentions of getting that. Now, these are good to save until you are ready to evolve something. If I level up this Vento Sacro 2 more times, there is a chance that that chest will actually hold my evolution for it. God, that is so dangerous. And if I can get that evolution, this gets so much stronger. Now, I like to wait a few moments. I don't know that it actually matters, but I like to wait a few moments after I meet the requirements because sometimes it just, you're not lucky. It seems like you're more likely to have luck getting it. Oh, that's unfortunate. I walked into it. It seems like you're more likely to get it if you wait a few moments so it can register that you got the requirements. I don't know if that's true. It just seems to be more likely that way. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I accidentally walked into one of these things in the center. I do have a couple extra bonus slots, so it's not too big of a deal, but that does take up one of the bonuses. And one thing I do want to show really quick. Oh, I got the axe. These two rings right here and these two arrows will spawn a big nasty. Each of them will. So you want to make sure you are ready to fight those before you get them. The arrows actually give a, or are the evolution required for the shield, the laurel. The other one is for the clock lancet. I'm not quite sure why that did not give me my bonus. Because that is leveled up and I have that, so this should level up. I guess we just got unlucky. Okay, now I do not want to grab anything right now. Although I can level this up for free. I do not want to grab anything until I see that blue gun or I evolve this, because that could really screw us over and make it so we can't evolve the things that we want. Now, when I evolve the guns, that will open up a new slot. When I evolve the whips, that will also open up another slot. So we are just going to carefully navigate around those bonuses. Now you notice I'm dodging those red flying ladies. They explode when they get to you, like that one just did. And if they're too close, they do a lot of damage. Dang it, it does not want to give me that blue gun. Okay. It's kind of just a waiting game. Oh, that was close. Okay, so we need that one. Let's get away from those so that when this guy pops, I can get him. That bigger guy is a boss. You can usually tell the bosses by their size. And I am not sure why that is not leveling up. The only thing I can think is maybe because I do not have the black heart, which is what's used to level this guy up. If I see that, I think I'll go ahead and grab that just to see if that will solve the problem, because I should have been able to evolve those whips by now. Kind of odd that it hasn't popped up at all. Okay, let's level the axe up. Now, each of them have a very special look and effect when they evolve. As I evolve them, you'll get to see that. You know what? I'm gonna... No. I'm gonna go ahead and get the laurel, because when this evolves, I can work on getting the blue one. I just do not want to lose that laurel, because that laurel means a lot in this game. Right now, it just gives a shield. Okay, I'm gonna grab the black heart and see if now I can actually level up. That shouldn't have been an issue, but sometimes weird stuff happens. I really wish it would quit popping that in my face. Honestly, I just need to pay more attention to the time. Okay. So that bar I got made it so I breathed, or was able to breathe flames for a short time. Nice, we have another boss. That's another chance at evolving that. And we got our evolution. This is the evolution to the dual whips. You have to first evolve the normal whip to a blood whip, and then get the Vente Sacro. Both of those need to be maxed. Apparently, you need to have the Black Heart. That's used to evolve the blood whip to begin with, but apparently that's a requirement for the second evolution as well. And what this does, you'll notice that I have this weird effect now, the red effect. That is coming from the evolution. It still does its healing, which is nice. Now, I need to be super careful that I don't accidentally pick up another weapon, or else I will not be able to evolve those guns. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but there is... What is that? I don't think I've ever seen a black chest. Oh, nice. They made it so the randomazos are extremely clear. So the randomazos, you get 3 of them in a game. You start with 1, and then you earn the other 2 as you play over time. They seem to be at set intervals. And then you will get 4 random ones that you get to choose from. Now, if you look down here, you can see what it affects for the most part. And then it also says what it does. So this emits special damaging zones affected by the amount and magnet. And the only thing on this list that we have is that Laurel. This affects these. I don't have any of those or any intentions of getting those. This affects luck. I do kind of like that. I like when the curse actually increases. It does make the enemies more powerful and faster, but it makes it so that way more enemies spawn. And because of that, you actually end up gaining a lot more levels over time. Now, I want to level up before I get that chest just to see where we are. Okay, so the axe is ready to evolve. So it would be worth it to get the chest right now. And we got the axe evolution. The axe evolves into this, which not only passes through enemies, it's called Death Spiral for a reason, because every so often it shoots out these scythes in all directions. Let's get that. Okay. Now, I don't have anything else ready to evolve quite yet, so I'm just going to abandon that chest for the moment. Let's see what we can get here. Let's grab that, and hopefully at some point we will be able to get the black, or not the black, but the blue gun. I really prefer being able to level everything up. And there's the normal whip. Let's go ahead and skip that. We are just having no luck. It does not want to give us that. Now, the reason I want that blue gun so bad is because not only will it let us evolve the guns, but it'll also free up an extra space that we can use on another weapon. Just have to actually get the thing to pop up. Now, I set this to endless, so this is not going to follow the normal chain. Generally, as you approach level or 30 minutes, you will get harder and harder enemies, and when you get to the 30-minute mark, all the enemies die off the screen, and you will actually get... I just cannot win for losing. Let's see, I do not want the pentagram. You will actually get the Grim Reaper to come out, and then all you fight is the Grim Reaper, and when it dies, it pops out some eggs if you're able to beat it, and then the white Grim Reaper comes out, or the gray Grim Reaper, and there is no beating him. You are dead. That's the end of the game. It just does not want to give... Oh, everything's leveled up. That's why I'm getting nothing but these. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want the Peachone. Give me something I need, please. Do not want that. I do not want that. Okay, I need the Tiragisu, so that's useful. I do not want the Ebony Wings. I do not want the Shadow Pinion. I might be SOL here. I only have this last skip. So, yeah, I, might just have to take what I get here in a moment. So I am not going to be able to evolve those guns. There is nothing I can do about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the cats. At least I can level the cats up. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these. And you notice, as soon as I got that, this guy pops up. Whether I discard it or keep it, I have to fight these guys now. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all 4 of them. I might as well fight them all at once. There's no real reason not to. I just need to stay away from them because they hurt and they will kill you really fast no matter how good your character is. Now, I have trapped them on those bookshelves before. I do not recommend that because they have a pretty high chance of just walking right through the bookshelf and suddenly you're safe, or one moment you're safe and suddenly you're dead. Okay, got the Gato Omari. Let's see if we can get those leveled up really fast. We evolved our magic wand, which is now a holy wand, and it fires with no delay. It will fire constantly now. We got the kitty cat. Vicious Hunger, evolved Gatiamari, might turn anything into gold. Now, we can't evolve the gun, which is the only other normal weapon, and we have to max these out before we can evolve the laurel. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those chests behind. Hopefully we can use one of those chests to evolve the laurel. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and increase their speeds just because that also increases their spawn rates. I'm taking this opportunity to hit these guys as much as I can. And they are getting faster. I do have to be careful just how much I speed them up, because it speeds up the bosses just as much as the normal enemies. So if I am not careful with it, I have made it so that I am unable to evade them very well. Fortunately, this specific map, the library, is just a long path in both directions. I don't think there's an end to the path. It just continues on forever. But you only get enemies spawning along the path. You do not end up with them coming from all directions. So it makes it a little easier to manage. Also, these guys, when they die, they will, like the Reapers at the end, they will spawn a golden egg, which will give a permanent boost to one of your stats. Actually, you can see that. There's a golden egg right there, and it gave me extra curse. That one gave me a duplicator? I don't know. I'll have to see what that does. And let's see. That one gave me extra vanishes, it looked like. Oh no, skip. It gave me an extra skip. One of them gave me an extra amount, which is the attacking. If you have, like, projectiles, you'll get an extra projectile. And they can actually increase, I believe, any of these stats. Now that they are dead, I'm just going to focus on getting those Metaglios leveled up. Oh, we got our other randomazo. Now, the Boogaloo of Illusions is pretty fun. It makes the area of your attacks change between negative 25% and plus 25%. Over 10 seconds, the character starts gaining 1% area every level. It starts making things get really big. And this one triggers gold fevers and gold restores hit points. I'm not really having any issues with life, so I'm not going to worry about that this time. This one is interesting. It is called Game Killer because you no longer gain any experience from the experience coins. But every treasure chest you get contains at least 3 items. I've never actually played with that. Oops. And sometimes you get lucky and they give you 3 items anyway without that. I went ahead and did the Boogaloo of Illusions. I think that one's a lot more fun. You'll notice my things, like look at the scythes, are getting huge. They'll go from getting really, really big to getting really fairly small to getting really big again over time. Okay, let's go ahead. This is a gold fever when the screen turns kind of a yellowy like this, and you start getting this countdown meter at the bottom. As you gain experience and money, that will increase, and you can keep it going for a long period of time if you're able to get enough stuff. When you take that Metaglio that increases the money, you can actually keep that gold fever going on for quite a while. Now, let's see. We need levels. We need 2 more levels on the right or on the left Metaglio, and then we will be able to evolve our Laurel. And the evolved Laurel is extremely potent. That has to be one of the most important things you can get on a standard game and get evolved, because that is one of the big... Oops. Oh, I had finished it. This is one of the big keys to beating the Reaper at the end. Now, this is an endless, so it's not really the same situation. It will help us live longer. But if you are going to be fighting the Reaper at the end of the 30 minutes, you really want to get that. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and collect these. There is a chance that I will get a special gift box. Now, I got the lesser one earlier. There is a greater gift box, and if I can get that, it will give me an already evolved weapon. but that is purely based on luck. There is no guarantees you will see that on any game. Let's go ahead and increase that. Now it's just kind of a waiting game. Let's get these all leveled up, and then I can show you what happens when everything is leveled. Now, when everything is leveled, you do not just stop leveling. You continue to level, and you get minor little boosts and bonuses to your different items. And it's the same kind of random level up screen. You get to pick what minor bonus it gets. It could be anything from +1 projectile to increased attack speed, increased duration, better area. It's usually not life-changing. It's not a huge amount, but it's a little bonus. It's better than nothing, and it does add up. Now, things have gone a little bit crazy here. I do have a boss in this mix somewhere. I had seen her. Just not... she might have died. Nope, there she is. It gets really chaotic sometimes when you have that curse leveled up. I'm up to 163%. There are a couple items that can actually level it up further than that. There's actually 2 items that I am not using. Oh, there's another one of the boss Medusas. Interesting that 2 of them spawned so close to each other. Now, I have not done Endless in the library, so... Okay, so when you get everything you have leveled up, the chests become money bags. Unless you happen to get a present, or are able to pick up something else in the world to level, once everything is leveled, all you get out of them is money bags. Which is not a bad thing. Extra money lets you buy more characters, and there's different things. Now that everything is leveled up, this is what I was talking about, you can get different boosts to things. Now, it's not always going to be the same boost on different items. This time everything is giving speed. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the kitty cats. But you can have different things available to the different items. It just so happened that time they were all the same. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. There's area, might, speed. I'm gonna go ahead and also you can set to do it randomly one time. You can set it to always be random. I'm gonna go ahead and keep picking just so you can see what it is. Generally, when I'm playing, I will just set it to random. Now, might makes them a little bit stronger. Most of the time, I will pick might if that's an option. I'm gonna go ahead and go with area. Let's go with might. Now, you'll notice there's lots of red crystals. That's just because of the round that we're on. Different times set up different kinds of things that are going to happen. Okay. So as you've seen, there's Pierce, there's Speed, there's Might and Area. I'm only going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it to random because it'll get a little bit tedious every 5 steps picking something up. My order of preference, if I can get extra projectiles, I'm going to do that. If there's Might, that one's always a good one. Area is a big one. It's what makes the things the size of, like, the scythes and such. Pierce will make the projectile last longer and go through more enemies. Speed, obviously, is your attack speed. Trying to see if anything else pops up. Amount, again, that's going to be the amount of things that pop out. And I'm going to set it to random always, and you'll notice that I am just constantly leveling up here. That bar keeps filling up. Every time that fills up, we would have been stopped and asked what we wanted. So I definitely appreciate the devs adding that random pick. Sure, we don't get to custom select what we get, but kind of at this point, any of those bonuses are extremely minimal. They add up over time, but they're more just a little tip in your hat there. So let's see, bosses should still appear every so often, and that makes it so we have a constant chance to get those presents. Now there is a guy here, I want to see if I can find... Okay, he is over here. I want to see, sometimes he will sell presents, although I think that might just be under certain circumstances. But it does not hurt to talk to him. No, we can buy our extra revivals. These say sold out, and the only reason they say sold out is because we have all of our attacks already. If we didn't have our attacks, we could actually buy one of these, which I don't think those 4 will show up in the normal level up chances. They're kind of special ones that you have to unlock through special characters. And then, if it's your first time playing this map, obviously you will not have endless mode available. But if you go to the extreme edges of the map, you will find on one side, and all the maps seem to have one somewhere, you will find a coffin. And when you get to the coffin, theoretically there's a chance of finding a vampire. I don't think I've ever actually found the vampire. But you can unlock a character if you're able to defeat the enemy. Now if you notice over here on the right of my screen, there's this arrow. That arrow is showing where a chest is. Somehow I missed it through all the chaos. But that arrow will point you towards an available chest. There are also special items that you can get in the world that will show up on your map like that, like the bonuses or attacks. And if there's a certain item you need to unlock that after you do that, it will show you where coffins and random interesting things are to go to. And each of the maps kind of holds their own little special something. So if you've never played this game, I strongly recommend it. It's not super expensive, but it will give hours of fun. Actually, everyone in my family plays it. And there's just, for a very simple game, it's extremely entertaining. And the level up system is delightful. If you ever have questions with the level up system and you don't mind looking things up, there is a guide on the Steam, in the Steam guides that will tell you what items you need to level up other items. When I was first figuring them out, I did not use the guide. Now that I have them unlocked, sometimes I'll use the guide just because I can't remember much of anything most days. So looking at the guide definitely helps me figure out and game plan what exactly I'm looking for. I did not use the guide this time, but that's because I use things that I'm really familiar with. And then there's lots of really fun and interesting weapons. One of the weapons we didn't use this time that I really enjoy is called Santa Water. At first, it is not very nice. It just kind of throws a little damaging blob on the ground. As you level it up, you get more of them. But when you evolve it, and as you gain more area and more effects, it actually can get extremely large, and it's extremely potent and damaging. And you can, after it evolves, they will follow you. So if you stand in one place, they will spawn around you and then slowly move towards you. So it can make a nice little safe zone for you, which is extremely nice to have, especially when you're fighting like the end boss. Another kind of fun one that is really not fun at the beginning is it's kind of like an apocalypse or something, Armageddon. It's called Armageddon, that's right. And it looks like a pentagram. And when you get it, it will wipe, every so often it will wipe everything off the map. And at first it has a really low chance to save anything. As you level it up, the chance increases. But if you roll badly, which obviously is more likely in the earlier levels, it will wipe every experience gem and chest off of the map, which is not fun at all. But if you do not have the randomazos yet, where, as you noticed, I get everything pulled to me every 2 minutes, the evolved Armageddon will do the same thing. Every so often, it will start flashing and making a sound, and then it will wipe everything or every enemy off the map. It doesn't damage the items anymore, but it will pull every item to you in a ring like that one. So it's kind of like having the randomazo when you do not have it unlocked yet. And the way you can figure out how to unlock the different randomazos is to look at those achievements, and it will tell you what you need to do to unlock the different items. Now, we have not gotten lucky and gotten any presents, unfortunately. I'm not sure that we're going to get the advanced present. Just doesn't necessarily seem like it's in the cards for today. But yeah, as you can see, we were having to dodge around a lot in the beginning and kind of be careful how we went about things. After we get everything evolved like this, not really very much is scary. I do not want her going through the floor. She is a boss. You can tell the bosses because of their size. They tend to be a lot bigger than the other enemies. Looks like I've gotten a few bosses here. Let's see. She has a lot of life. Also, the curse does increase the life of enemies, and that includes the bosses. So you do not want to get the curse until you are ready and able to handle it. When you get to the point I'm at with all the stuff I have unlocked, the curses are actually kind of fun. If you were early game and just starting out, those curses could make the game nearly unplayable. So there is a curse that you can get in the starting menu. I would definitely throw caution at that until you have gotten closer towards the end of the game. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's give it a few more moments. I'm about ready to call it on that present. I don't think we're getting it. And then I can show you a few things back in the menu when we exit this. When you're in endless mode, you play until you decide to turn it off. When you're in normal mode, depending on the map, there's a couple or at least one map that's 15 minutes. Most of the maps, it's 30 minutes. And then the Reaper pops out. Every minute that the Reaper is alive, a second Reaper will join it until you kill that initial Reaper. And then you'll get the golden eggs with permanent bonuses. Now, those permanent bonuses are for a specific character, the character you are playing. So, like the merchant will oftentimes, in the normal mode, sell golden eggs, or a golden egg. You want to make sure that you are on a character you care about if you buy that, because it will only affect that character when you play it. Now, you can get those eggs on each character. I think they were 10,000 money or something along those lines. But you would have to get them separately for the different characters. Now, we actually have 3 bosses out here right now. We have this magician, there is a witch flying around, and then there is a black bat with a blue outline. I think the witch died. She must have just dropped a gem instead of a chest. The bat... Oh no, there was her chest. The bat just died. This magician always has a lot more life. He's one of the end game bosses. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Normally you fight the Reapers and then the big Reaper comes out if you beat them. And at that point, that's the end of it. Go to options, go to quit. That just ends the match. I banished 10 or more weapons in a single run, which unlocked the seal. Which seal is something special that I have never gotten, but I have heard about. What seal does is it allows you to permanently banish a weapon. Now, I believe that's done outside of the game. I don't really know how that works at the moment, though. But there is a way to seal the weapons. Oh, there it is. So I can buy seals. Allows to banish an item from level up choices or a pickup from light sources. Use in collection menu. So you buy the different seals here, and then you are able to permanently turn off certain items. I believe that where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find. There's a guy I've been meaning to unlock in here. But I believe there is a way to turn off the ones that you have sealed, so you can come back to them. Okay, I have everybody unlocked, which means I can come in here and buy a couple seals. Now, their prices will go up each time you buy something. Come over to the collection, and let's see. There's a couple that I really, really don't like. This guy, I don't need, because I use that specific randomizo that really obsoletes this guy. So I am never going to choose to get him. And then, trying to think. The Shadow Piston I don't really like very much. It leaves a trail of damage behind you, which I personally don't find to be all that useful because it's behind you. The enemies are constantly coming at you, so I mean, Probably has its uses. I just don't like it. I think that's all I'm going to banish for the moment. I'll have to think about this later. But that's what the banishing does. I can turn it back off if I decide I want those items available. It'll just make it so that when I'm getting things, I'm more likely to get that item that I was trying to get and less likely to get all the other stuff that I don't want to use. Clock Lancet, it freezes enemies. It can be useful. It goes hand in hand with the rings, but I just don't really find it to be as useful as some of the others. I am, however, going to leave the rings, though, because the rings... Oh, interesting. They can't be sealed anyway. But the rings will increase your greed and other things and curse. So they have other bonuses. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Thank you for watching. That was Vampire Survivors. Strongly suggest checking it out if you haven't. It's a lot of fun. You can get it on Steam. And thank you for watching. Next stream is going to be, or the next planned stream is going to be on Friday morning, same time, 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we are going to be building more on our arc base. I need to build a water pen to be able to breed our frogs and other creatures. And next Saturday, we are going to be going caving for the first time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will be going caving in the green cave on the island. That is going to be our first step towards the bosses. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day or night, depending what time it is. And take care.